You are spending hours each week copying website inquiries into a CRM, meaning Customer Relationship Management System, then deciding who deserves a call first. With 30 inquiries arriving every week, that can easily mean 4 hours of manual sorting. An N8N lead qualifier can capture each HubSpot form submission, use Claude to understand the message, score the opportunity transparently, and alert the right person before a warm lead turns cold. HubSpot becomes the starting point. Its forms collect the prospect's name, contact details, service request, and message. The N8N workflow watches for a new submission and moves the data through a set of controlled steps. You are not hiring a sales coordinator. You are creating a repeatable process that helps a small team respond consistently. Start by listing the information your sales staff already use when deciding whether to call. Keep it practical. Service required, urgency, company type, project size, location, and likely budget may all matter. Avoid vague judgments such as good lead or bad lead. A clear list gives you rules that can be checked, changed, and explained. Create an N8N workflow with a HubSpot trigger. Connect the relevant HubSpot account, select the form, and test it with a sample inquiry. The first stage should capture only the fields you need. Remove unnecessary information before sending anything to Claude. This reduces privacy risk and makes the workflow easier to troubleshoot when a submission does not contain every field. Claude can then read the inquiry and return structured information. Ask it to identify the service need, urgency, project size, and likely budget range. Tell it to return a fixed format, such as a service category, confidence level, and short reasoning. The point is not to let Claude make a final decision. The point is to turn an untidy paragraph into consistent information your team can review. Next, keep the actual lead scoring in N8N wherever possible. For example, an urgent request could receive more points, while a clear service match adds further points. A missing budget should not automatically make the inquiry worthless. Use bands such as priority, standard, and nurture, with the reasons recorded beside the score. That makes the workflow transparent rather than mysterious. Send the result back to HubSpot. Store the score, category, summary, and follow-up status in clearly named properties. Create a task for the appropriate salesperson or update the contact record for later review. Then use Microsoft Teams, the collaboration service many UK organisations already use, to notify the right channel. Include the inquiry summary, score, reason, and a direct link to HubSpot. Your team now sees the same useful information in seconds. A high-priority inquiry can receive a call quickly. A standard inquiry can enter a normal follow-up queue. A lower priority request can receive a helpful email or remain in a nurture process. The workflow does not replace judgment. It removes the copying and sorting that delays it. For a business handling 30 inquiries a week, saving around 4 hours of manual work is realistic within the process described here. The larger benefit is speed. Staff start each morning with a prioritized list instead of an inbox full of unstructured messages. That gives your customer-facing team more time for calls, proposals, and existing client work. The scoring rules should belong to your sales team, not to the AI. Review 10 to 20 recent inquiries and compare the proposed categories with the decisions your best salesperson would make. If the results differ, change the rules or the prompt. Do not hide the disagreement. It is useful evidence that your process needs clarification. Privacy needs to be designed in from the start. GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulation, requires you to handle personal data lawfully, fairly, and only for suitable purposes. Make sure your HubSpot form explains how inquiry data will be used. Limit the information sent to Claude, check the relevant processing arrangements, and set a retention period rather than storing everything indefinitely. Do not use sensitive personal information to decide whether someone deserves attention. The workflow should never score people based on health details, ethnicity, religion, or other protected characteristics. If a message contains sensitive information, instruct Claude to ignore it and flag the record for human review. Use business need, service fit, urgency, and stated project details instead. Access controls matter as well. Give N8N only the HubSpot permissions it needs. Protect credentials in N8N's secure storage. Restrict the team's channel to staff who handle inquiries. Keep an audit trail showing when a score was created, which rules were used, and who changed the outcome. That makes errors easier to investigate and keeps accountability with your organization. You should also plan for ordinary failures. A form may contain an empty message. HubSpot may be temporarily unavailable. Claude may return an unexpected format. Add validation after every important step. If the score is missing, send the inquiry to a general review queue rather than silently discarding it. If a connection fails, notify an administrator and leave the original HubSpot record untouched. Test the workflow with real examples that have been anonymized. Include clear inquiries, vague requests, duplicate submissions, unrealistic budgets, and messages that contain personal details. Check the output in HubSpot and Teams. Ask a member of staff to follow the process from notification to call. A workflow is only successful when it fits the way your team actually works. Once the basics are stable, measure the process for 4 weeks. Record response time, number of inquiries reviewed, missed follow-ups, and how often staff override the score. You can then see whether the 4 hours saved is holding up, whether rules create friction, and whether your best opportunities are being contacted sooner. Use those findings to improve the workflow, not to chase a perfect score. This also creates a stronger operating rhythm for the whole business. Marketing can see which inquiries become real opportunities. Sales can identify common service requests. Management can spot delays without asking someone to build a spreadsheet every Friday. The information stays connected between HubSpot, N8N, Claude, and Microsoft Teams, while final responsibility remains with your people. At higher inquiry volumes, compare the cost and control of N8N with simpler automation tools such as Zapier. The right choice depends on your existing systems, technical confidence, maintenance time, and data requirements. Do not choose on subscription price alone. A cheaper workflow that staff do not trust can create more overhead than it removes. Your immediate step is to take the last 30 website inquiries, remove personal and sensitive details, and write down the 5 signals your sales team actually uses to prioritize a call. Build the first N8N workflow around those signals. Test every result with a human, and only then connect automatic Teams alerts. Subscribe for a new UK business automation every week.